Hello everyone and welcome to this project. In this series we are going to build modern banking analytics platform on the AWS from end to end. This is not going to be just the collection of individual AWS series, but instead we are going to build a complete data engineering project where we can start with banking data generated from operational systems, move that data through the ETL pipeline, store it in data lake, transform and prepare it for analytics, and we will load them into the data warehouse, and finally build the dashboards that can be used by business and executive teams. So throughout this project, we'll be working with several important AWS services, including the Amazon S3, Glue, Athena, Redshift, QuickSight, and several other services related to security, monitoring, governance, and other cost optimizations. So by the end of this project, we will have connected all these services together into one complete architecture. So here we have this end-to-end data engineering project where we will start with the banking data, which is the operation systems, where we'll be having the CBS data, internet, and the mobile banking data. So we will use the AWS Glue to perform the extract and transform into the Amazon S3 data lake, and they run there as the raw, and we will process them and move them into the Redshift warehouse using Athena to perform some queries. So later we will build the insight dashboards by using the QuickSight so that it can be easily readable for different sections of the departments. So throughout building this project, first of all, there could be existing problem where there is a banking data everywhere, but insights are not. So there should be the certain banking organization which generates the data across multiple systems, and they face the problem of making analytics data. So that solution comes difficult for them. So they might be having the customer transactions, loan repayments data, and also some digital banking data which are live in operational systems on their local systems or anywhere they are hosted, but they only rely on the manual extraction and the inconsistency of transformation those data. So even the performing some large analytical queries on the operation database, it becomes a very huge issue for them. So there is existing of those problems, which includes also the sensitive banking information requires the highly controlled access, auditing, and proper data governance. So the existing challenge now that we are going to solve throughout this series is that how can we turn distributed operation data into secure, reliable, and actionable business intelligence. So our solution is simple and very interesting. We are going to build this modern banking analytics platform on the AWS. Here we will build a complete cloud data platform that moves our banking data from source systems to business decisions. So we'll be starting by having by extracting our banking data from Postgres source systems, where we'll use the AWS Glue, and we will have our data moved into the Amazon S3 data lakes, where we can first having them as raw data which are not clean, which consist of several duplicates, and we will try to analyze them and come up with the very clean data that can be used and transformed into the Amazon Redshift data warehouse. So later we will build the KPIs, dashboards for the executive teams to be able to visualize them. So that is the result of our solution. And here we have this architecture. if you can see from the architecture, you might think that it is a bit more complex, but as long as we will be tackling the whole process, it will become very simple. So we'll be having for the first time our operation database here, where we might be having the core banking system, which consists of the customers, accounts, transactions, loans, and the other several banking operations. So we have two other more applications, which is the mobile banking and the internet banking system. So they all connected differently, but we will be able to extract and load all of those informations by using the AWS Glue, and we will convert them into the Amazon S3 data lake, where they run there as the JSON format. So from there, we can be able to perform some queries that we need by using the Amazon Athena. So with that, we will be able to perform some queries, do the data cleaning, validations, and standardizing our data to perform them into the processed data. And later, we'll build the ready data sets for analytics to be used for the Amazon Redshift, where we build the created data, which is this section of the created zones, and then we will remove them into the data warehouse by using the Amazon Redshift. This Amazon Redshift, it has more importance and more advantages than Amazon Athena, where it stores the high performance. You can perform large data scale querying rather than Amazon Athena, which is consistently querying data from the Amazon S3. So once we have some data warehouse here in the Athena, we will perform the building of our dashboards by using Amazon QuickSight. So from there, this will be the very interesting part, where we will build the interactive dashboards from our source data that we'll be having from the starting, and which are well processed, which doesn't have any duplications, which are clean and well validated. So those visualizations will be able to be led by several consumers in our bank, which could be executive management, financial team, credit team, and other people depending on their privileges. So by the end of that, we also be able to cover the security part of our banking platform, which is very essential part. So without taking much time, we are going to start with the first phase of the operation database, so where we can analyze our data before we go ahead with other parts of the architecture. But in the end of this video, we will be able to tackle each and every section that we can see here from this architecture. So if it is your first time on this channel, kindly subscribe so that we can keep having this kind of videos in future. So thanks, let's meet in the next video.